Tuna wageni watatu, Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani, karibuni sana.
Lama Siyemi Shalom. Greetings to all my Israelite brothers and sisters from around the world, whether you're of the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the house of Israel, or you're a Gentile grafted under the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. We welcome you this morning. Now, I know some of y'all are basting the bird. I know some of y'all are getting the stuffing ready, getting the green bean casserole ready. I know, I get it. But for a majority of us, we're going to come here and we're going to have a Thanksgiving throwdown. I know that in years past, it would be nice to get that mashed potatoes and gravy, the yams with the marshmallows. But not anymore. And you know, some of the things that I had to come out of in Babylon when you're doing the holidays and the traditions, and you realize the holidays and the traditions are always based off of something that was wicked. Sorry, family, my internet may be going in and out. And you realize that what they were trying to do was burden you with traditions of men that wicked events. those events were not just glorified, they were literally deified in most cases. I don't care what they want to call it. Oh, you're being a liberal, you're being this, you're being that. No, it's just telling the truth. Be truthful. Because what we've realized is that in this awakening, our ability to be yoked to their traditions was the spiritual legal right of them to office. We can't complain about being killed if we're operating under that authority of death. In math, they would call, mathematical operations, what is it? PEDMAS. When I was growing up, they would call it, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And, you know, when my kids were growing up, they called it some other acronym and yada, yada. But it would show the mathematical order. And your mathematical order of operations. The same applies. There are spiritual orders of operation. And no, on this channel, we don't believe in the crystals. We're not telling folks to cut up no chickens, none of that. Because the spiritual order of operation is to worship the Most High through his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, in spirit and in, here's a big one, and in truth. And now you see that this world is failing because they want to be all spiritual with no type of truth behind it. So, what is that? That's hypocrisy. Seven things the Most High hates, six things he detests, or six things he detests. You know the scripture and Proverbs. A lying tongue is one of them. And now you are seeing this coming to pass with the lying tongue of this global order, this global setup. Some are having the lying tongue of changing this global setup, while the others are having the lying tongue of trying to maintain the setup. So no matter what, no matter how you pick a side, well, I'm just here, I'm just there. No, the polarization or multipolarization, depending on how you want to look at it, has begun. And as it's begun, we're seeing the lies being exposed. Those lies, look, how many years were we talking about this? Look at this season. This season has been the awakening of the Gentile. Slow clap. Slow clap. And it wasn't because they wanted to awaken. Mm-mm. This altruistic outrage and what have you. That's being blasted on TikTok and Instagram, and it's because they now have to do something about it. It's not that they wanted to do something about it. They had to. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. They'll try their best to have some sort of amalgamation of scriptures, and they'll try their best to turn things around, and they'll look silly. At the end of the day, that's what it's going to boil down to. Well, the scriptures actually talk about us and the church and and us coming to Christ and that we were brought on over. Yeah, we were brought over in chains. We were slaves. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. You can say whatever you want to say, but you realize it's only going to get worse and it's only going to end badly for you. So you may want to try that again. Well, um, it doesn't really say exactly what it says. I mean, it's about it's this and that. Well, in Christ, we're all Israelites, so it doesn't matter. Whoa, 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 whoa. Find that in the scripture, because Romans chapter 10 says something a little different. Let's see what this Old Testament lines up to, because Paul does not contradict the Old Testament. Now the time is running up. They can do as many fires as they want to. So on anything happening in the Middle East. We do not want to hear anything salacious. What do they say? We're going to provide the hostages on Friday. Please do not have any salacious news. Let us enjoy our Thanksgiving dinner. Because hell or high water, after that, we're going to do our Black Friday shopping with money that we don't have because this nation is running out of money. Because this nation is poor. Here comes CBDC, crypto based digital currency. Because why? Because you only got no value anymore. Everybody stare at your globe for your digital social credit. Everybody log on in via your phone or your device or your laptop or your desktop through your mandatory check ins for your CBDC social credit. Read the words provided on the screen to authenticate yourself. No, to make sure that you're still in subjection. Why do we have to read these words on the screen all the time? This is ridiculous. What does this prove? You'll get a knock on the door by the thought police because the drone that is patrolling the area to listen in to make sure that dissension is limited heard what you just said. I'm told that if you make one more outburst like that, you'll go to a rehabilitation facility for an unknown period of time. Why? Because, hey, it's getting dangerous out there. When you start to hit day 1,483, it, man, safety lockdown is something different. And now here we are. Well, that's conspiracy theory. I don't know. See, conspiracy is something that has not happened. This has already happened, and now the implementation of it to happen for good. I don't know. I don't know how you want to categorize it. Maybe going overboard, maybe a little, too far to the left. I don't know how you want to call it. I don't know how you want to categorize it. But maybe, people may want to take that into credence. And now they see that their dogs may be affected with this new dog cough. Boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, Most High doesn't play. Now you have something coming from out of China, mystery pneumonia. Oh boy. These plagues, these pestilences are here. The sword is here. I don't know what else to say, family. What can we say? What can we do? At this point, nothing. It's above our level. It's above our pay grade. It's in the Most High's hand. Sorry, we done cried out. You're just gonna have to deal with it. We didn't just cry out, we screamed out. They can try to do whatever they can, however they can, to save themselves. At the end of the day, we know what that's going to look like. And they know what that's going to look like. See, when I read 2nd Ezra 15 back on Tuesday, that key note, that key scripture that said, after that, those that remained, those that were left, after what? After the sword, after Babylon had been destroyed, were what? Were in service to that nation that conquered them. It's in service to that people. Daughter Asia. Mm. Mm. My question is it just the Chinese or is it the Russians, the Indians, the Philippines, the Koreans? Daughter of daughter Asia. And service doesn't mean that service. Oh, we're just going to be employees. Nah, nah, no, no, no. Because, see, their captivity is going to be worse than our captivity. Gentiles, if you hear this and you want to scoff and brush this aside, your captivity will be worse than ours. That's what the word says. That's what the Most High says. Read 2nd Esdras chapter 15 because it is the Most High. It is Yahuwah that said it. And Yahuwah is faithful and true. Enjoy your turkey. Savor it. Savor that dressing. Savor the green beans with the pearl onions. Savor it. Savor that turkey. Ooh, because it's going to start to get bad. I truly believe, this is just my personal opinion, that Iran is going to jump in this next couple of weeks. I'm going to say by the end of the year. That's what I'm going to declare. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's just my personal opinion. I'm basing that off of scripture. Because while people are thinking that things are going to come from Russia, nah, I think Russia's got their front on lock. If you see what that does, everything Suez Canal, Bab al Mandeb, Strait of Hormuz, every major vital maritime choke point that affects not some, but all of the world's economy. All of it. Come on now. Come on now, family. All the world's economy. This upcoming year, remember, it's not going to start off bad, right? It's going to progressively get worse. Oh, we ain't got that. Oh, wow, we don't have this. Wow, has anybody seen this? Wow. Last of that went off of the shelves a couple weeks ago here in the southeast. Well, wow. Last of that went out about a month ago here in the northwest. Well, wow. 3 months ago, that ran out of the shelves. The supply chain is going to get dramatically worse. Understand, family. When the Most High tells you there's a time to prepare, it's best to prepare. And that preparation isn't for our destruction. Our preparation is for our deliverance. And our deliverance is right around the corner. Our deliverance is working its way here. It literally is a pregnancy, just as the Most High had described it. Oh, here we go. It's about to get messy. Here comes Brother Rojo. Brother Rojo.
Hey, shalom, shalom. And hey, I got an update for you, bro.
Mm.
For one, I got to compliment you on your coverage. I don't know if you and your Cobra go to the same school of thought, but your unpacking of what happened yesterday, I couldn't have, I couldn't have heard any other person within the black media do it any better. I mean, that was impeccable. But
Well, Joe, I'm not a news reporter, but I when I stay at a Holiday Inn Express,
oh man, but let me tell you, yeah, guess what happened? I mean, before that, 213 Accord
oh
has passed.
man, can you hear me? Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm closing.
Oh, but yeah, Accord in New York City, Accord 213 is passed. It's on the books now. And
What?
if you
Oh,
don't know what that is, I'll let you bring it out, Brother Karras. But look up Accord 213, passed yesterday by Governor Hochul of New York, and it applies to the whole state. I'll let you bring it out. Oh,
I
okay,
think I know you're talking about. That is the that is the um you 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 can get quarantined
yep.
even if you don't have if even if you don't have symptoms.
yes.
Everybody. Mm, mm, mm.
I wanted to email that to you, but I remember we spoke on here. You said trying to be email light on you, and I know I've sent you some stuff in the past. So I'm like, I gotta, I gotta get this to you. You would have found out eventually anyway, because you always do. But I was like, and now I'm worried about Gar. He's in New Jersey. Yes, I know, but they're just so interconnected. I mean, if if New York goes offline, New Jersey dies instantly. So it's
Yeah, that's true. But then my thing is, then who's gonna want to travel to New Jersey or to New York? That's gonna be the case. Who's gonna
I don't
want to
know.
do that?
Don't some of y'all have to like you and Michael and
Not of our own free will. I'm in Florida. Why do I need to travel anywhere? I'm just saying.
Well, if they have a conference, I mean, for some reason, New York on this side of the world seems to be the epicenter for all things global. You know,
Oh
uh,
yeah, yeah, it does. Yes, it does. Mm. But boy, yeah, that's crazy. No, that's crazy.
oh, and here's a twist. I got to get you the article. I got to find the link. They're trying to tie what happened in the border to black people
Of course,
indirectly.
of course, of course. Oh man, but I'm gonna say, isn't it sad? To me, it truly is sad. You know, hey, what can you do? What can you say? You knew that this was
I,
coming.
I think we needed some inspiration from you. If you could find a verse to read that will, I mean, I've been because everything, I have a lot of anger in me. You know this. Everybody that knows me in this chat knows this. And you seem to have more of a balance. I got some verses, but it's gonna
You
vex
having
people.
you having anger? I don't really. I never would have come. I never would have thought. No, no, not Rojo.
Surprise, surprise. Man,
Nah, I don't believe that one for a second.
well, what I'm gonna do is some of my commentaries on TikTok. I'm probably gonna start sharing some of that with y'all. I mean, I'm gonna go light on you because you're taking care of way too many things, and you have a million people coming at you in your emails and your mentions. But I'm gonna, and it's informative and it's current. I mean, I'm not giving no old school, outdated information, but I'm just telling people, y'all need to watch out. I know I laugh a lot on here. Karis tries to make it light on here, but trust me, these people are going crazy. These people are trying to find out ways to get the drop on us, to drop us. So y'all can take that with a grain of salt, or you can,
You know,
do what you can.
but it's crazy and it's funny, but it's not. It's funny, but it's not funny. You know, at the same time, it's really not funny. You know, and we see this happening. That it's like, all right, yeah, here comes the blame. Well, we know that that's what the scripture says. Look, they'll try to find fault in Judah, but what? But none will be found. But none will be found. That's scripture. So, you know, as we see all these things going on in scripture, it's just prophecy that's coming to pass. Nothing else.
But as sure as you said what you said yesterday, when you and your co were talking, as sure as you said what you said, secretly, I have to confess it to you, brother. Secretly, I was hoping that you would be wrong. I was like, okay, maybe it's hyperbole. Maybe Karis is trying to entertain me. But when you came up with that live yesterday, and then later on, I'm looking at TikTok, and these people are talking about um, how we didn't say anything about it. We seem almost celebratory about it. No, we don't care. What's to be celebratory about? You know, people die. We just don't care. I mean, okay, that's y'all's problem. At least that's from my standpoint. I mean, be happy that nobody got hurt, I mean, except for the two people that tried to do what they do. But they're trying to find a way to pin that on us.
Hmm.
And
So let me theorize this. It's just a theory, family. Let me theorize this. It was a terrorist attack, but let's put this into perspective. It was white folks that were driving and that did that. Intentionally hurt or destroyed things, which is the definition of a terrorist attack, just by
yep,
definition.
yep.
But they're not going to label that because, by definition, they don't label themselves as that. I'm just throwing that on out there. And yes, they haven't released the video. And they probably weren't going to release the video.
Now they have one on TikTok, the aftermath of it.
It's the
Uh,
aftermath, yeah. But you have to understand, they were literally going to the border. Do you know when you have cameras at the border, those border cameras, anytime you come up to a fence. All right. So a couple years ago, I was down at the southern border. and we had a little class of just we did like a terrain walk as part of my class, and then part of that terrain walk we're accompanied by a national border or border patrol agent, and he's sitting in the foothills, and he's showing us all these things and everything else. But when you go to a border crossing, you are on camera for like at least a quarter of a mile. Yes, thank you, Sister Anasi. Yes, there are countless cameras at the border, high def. It's just whether or not they're going to release that. And so they'll probably release it, and they're going to release it. They'll release it at a later time, much later time.
When they can superimpose black faces in the car.
That's right. And it won't even listen. That thing will be so janky looking too. It's gonna be like cardboard cutouts, like frames lagging. You know what I'm saying? And listen, Rojo, they're gonna be so ignorant about it. They're gonna have gold chains, a jerry curl, and a beanie.
And some janky braids, some janky braids that are like freezing out, looking like they're sticking up like an old Tom and Jerry cartoon.
It's like a Boys in the Hood clip.
Ricky.
Yeah, that's exactly. In the audio, you can hear the victims yelling, "Ricky!" And the next thing we know, it was a big explosion. Something combusted, and that's all we have. No questions.
Man, it's gonna be. They're gonna have us looking like someone from what's that old school show? Sookie Slim or something where the old pimp in a janky car would be walking around. Pootie. Anyway,
Like Pootie Tang. Pootie
there you go. Yeah.
Not Pootie.
Yeah. It's gonna be some brothers looking
They're
like
gonna,
that.
they're going to superimpose a clip from The Wire. People running from the border like, Omar coming. Oh my goodness.
No cares. It's gonna be a picture of old dog with his angry look driving by. What you say about my
They're
mama?
gonna make it look like Out of BC from Oz. You're gonna see some white faces with flowing hair. The next thing you know, right before the explosion, is Out of BC.
It was his Muslim rival's name in there, the one he always fought with.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name. Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be those two. Like, look, and they're gonna be looking at the camera. Magically, they're just gonna be like looking up at the camera. Like, hello, it's us.
Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and so it's funny. I went to Publix yesterday. I told my son, I said, hey, I just need to run on in and grab, a few grocery items. Just I said, let me get your help. No kidding. I ran to the Publix just right around the corner from my apartment. And I'm looking, and I see this brother that, and he had his Marine Corps shirt on, or sweat hoodie on, and I'm looking, and I said, "It can't be." And I said, "No, I think it is." So I went up to him and I said, "Excuse me, were you ever stationed in Kansas City?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "I we used to play basketball almost when I was stationed there. It was like 3 years straight. I just used to play basketball. That's all I did. At lunchtime, it was like time to ball, time to hoop." And so he also had a brother, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "I remember." And the funny thing is, he had retired, and he was actually living up in Georgia, in the Atlanta area. I'm like, no kidding, and I'm gonna be reaching on out to this brother, but he works as a compliance officer in a corrections facility there in Georgia,
What part of Georgia?
Atlanta area. I don't know what part.
Oh my goodness.
He said, Karis, the crazy thing is, he said, everything on these prison shows are true. He said when the he said when the COs see him coming, hide. I'm like, I wonder why they run in there hide. Because they're not treating our brothers and sisters right there on the inside. Come on now. Oh,
Well, Karis, the one thing I want to say, brother, is Atlanta, Georgia, is one of the worst prisons in the United States. Like it is a
I
top two.
what where wasn't it the brother that was like eaten alive by bed bugs? And
Yeah,
and
yeah. That
that's all I could think. Because when you engage in those conversations, and then that just runs in the back of your head, like, dang, like you see what firsthand what they're doing to our brothers and sisters. And when Isaiah 42 and 22 comes into effect, there's going to be a whole lot of our brothers and sisters that are going to be coming on out just traumatized.
well, Karis, do you know this white C? I'm watching what I say because I don't want the algorithms to trigger and do stuff to y'all's channels. But white C, you know what I'm saying when I say that. YTZ. We were having a debate. He literally dropped to his knees, grabbed the bottoms of my legs, wrapped his hands around my calves, telling me that, and now his words, not mine. God is a God of love. We need to put everything to the side because we're having a whole big thing about this Jonathan Walker thing. No, this Jonathan Lewis thing. And I mean, he just broke down. So I bagged off of him. My first instinct was to knee him in the face, but I didn't. I didn't.
I thought you would have, and you would say, "I'm protecting myself. I'm in fear of my life." I thought he was going to try and upend me to do some weird lynching thing on me, and I wasn't having it.
Well, brother, to be honest with you, I had that thing in my pocket. So I mean, I really had to be prudent with my actions. So I firmly grabbed him by his shoulders, by the tops of his arms, picked him up, and I told him to read Genesis, the entire book of Genesis, because I didn't know where the verses were. And I said, that's Old Testament. And then go to Romans, which is deep, deep, deep in the New Testament, and read that where it refers to air quotes God, and then come back and see me. And we'll continue this conversation. Because in both of
you weren't trying to traumatize him, Jay. You were just trying to ease him into the trauma.
Hey, look, look, it's easier. It's easier to, like, the police, they want to turn you around and tell you to put your hands behind your back. I want to let them put their hand on my shoulders and quietly put that thing on them, keep that trigger on the handcuffs pulled back. So then they're not hearing the click, 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 click. And then, you go ahead and let them, touch another part of you, get beside them and do the same thing. Hold that trigger back on the handcuffs so you're not hearing that click, 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 click. Let it go, and then they're got.
Yeah. They don't know what they done did when they got them shiny things around their bracelets around them.
But I thought,
you ever, they be looking like a Law and Order SVU. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know.
He done with Stabler on me, because that is definitely a Stabler technique. I mean, because he's his partner, she's like the strong woman, the woman on a box with the headband flexing the muscle. Stabler, I think that's his name, Stabler. He's bigger, have a gentle, inviting face, and he was just snare you so easy. You brought up the right show, but yeah, I'm like,
you went for the nice takedown. Nah, I'm talking about Rojo. Your style is you got to pull out that taser. You just tase him once.
No, Karen.
Stay down. You be making them break dance with them tasers.
They can do the Harlem Shake.
The Harlem Shake and the worm.
And the centipede.
Are you trying to run in that taser? Oh my God.
And look at here. If I hadn't had that thing on me, I probably would have done something like really bad to him. But I was like, ooh, I mean,
So Rojo.
Uh-huh.
I'm surprised you didn't say, get down and kiss my Converse.
Or do like that old Ghetto Boy song, read these Nikes.
Come here, Bruce Lee, boy. Get down and kiss Converse.
and then Karen, I'm way up. I'm way up here in Central Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, and there are people running from Ybor City coming up here.
You're up, yeah, you're up in near the Ville, Nashville, Murfreesboro. Oh,
whoa! What do you know about up here?
I traveled through there a couple times. I know about I know about the mountains. Nah, you ain't got. Listen, the mountains getting up to GA, they don't play.
No, they don't. They don't
play. Now, when it gets colder and you get that ice and snow, oh man, forget it. Now I'm just gonna run through Mississippi. I'm just gonna go through Alabama. Let me just get on down to Birmingham real quick. All right, excuse me. You do that pit stop in Huntsville, right? And then you run into Birmingham. Man, I got to get to I-20 and I got to get to Atlanta.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Good luck getting through Savannah and Brunswick. I mean, because from where you going, well, no, you going from you by the Panhandle, not quite the Panhandle, but you could cut through the
Still close,
Panhandle.
man. I'm like hours away from the Panhandle. Tampa's like hours away from the Panhandle.
Oh, that's Tallahassee. I'm thinking about. I get those two.
Yeah, Tallahassee. Yeah, I'm like from Tallahassee. I'm like 6 hours from Tallahassee.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. Tallahassee's a drive. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh,
Jacksonville's a drive. Tallahassee's a drive. Savannah, that's a drive. It's not that bad. I think Savannah's only an hour and a half from Jacksonville.
well, how far are you from Gainesville, UF territory?
On a good day with traffic, I'm about an hour and 30 minutes because that's where my mom lives. An
Oh,
hour and 30 minutes.
that's not bad.
No, but
Oh,
it just depends on everybody coming from out of Orlando or Miami. That's the turnpike hits right at Ocala.
well, you know what? Speaking of current events, did you see that one video? And it's violent. Don't put it on here because
Oh, with
somebody.
the sister in Jacksonville,
No,
that
no,
got with that one. Oh,
no,
okay.
the one in California.
No, what happened in California, Rojo?
On 105, the busiest single highway in California, they managed to shut that down behind a pedestrian walking on the freeway. Go figure. But what happened was that there was a struggle, and it
Mm-hmm.
showed Popo pew pewing him, and you can see his body jumping.
Mm. From that trauma of those projectiles. I'm telling you.
It made my stomach turn, and I'm not faint of heart. I'm used to seeing people get shot in real time with my own eyes, like me being literally feet away from it. To watch that, I guess because he was laying down, the cop got up and pew pewed him like 4 or 5 more times while he was laying down, and I
While
was
he was on the ground, while he was laying, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like, do people now know this internet? This video is literally looking bad for the United States. If you've had a sanction or an action against the United States that the world has already administered, how do you think that you would prosecute that? You're not going to prosecute it head on. You have to prosecute it in the most subversive manner possible. And I think we're seeing that. Maybe that this was literally something in action in 2016, 2017 with everything going on. Well, we have Trump as the elite to keep this thing together. And then this fall is going to be staged at this time. I don't know.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm keeping my head down, and I'm looking everywhere. I'm telling you, I don't trust nobody unless they're certified. I know that they're my people and that they're down with us. I'm telling you, up here, and this is since I've been here, a place that's been relatively low key about everything. So I know if it's happening here, I mean, out there where you are with y'all's governor and his tomfoolery, and then especially in these liberal places, man, y'all are going to be catching some pure hell. Y'all just better get you some kind of protection. I don't care if you have to get a pit bull, something, um, one of those big old German Schnauzer type dogs, like what they had on No Country for Old Men. I don't know what mastiffs or whatever. Man, y'all need to get something. Y'all need to do something because this and stay prayed up. I mean, that's the most important thing because man, they're coming for us.
Oh yeah, in Florida here, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the ramp up. Um, I'm to me, just my personal tactics. It's the equivalency of the KKK in you know just being out and about, just open. You know, I mean, let's just face it. Black folks have been dealing with folks that we knew was in those type of organizations. You know what I'm saying? We understood that.
Oh, speaking of that, Karis, a bunch of angry W's are gonna be marching for Jonathan Lewis in your state. I think up there in your area, like literally that west part of Florida, from there to Riverdale or
Probably Riverview.
there you go. That one,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's Tampa.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. That's all my side of Tampa too. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I know one person here is gonna be good. That's Red. Red already said he done got himself some buckshot. Who's that peeping in my window now?
Nobody.
Nobody now.
Man, oh, what happened to Jacksonville? Because that I missed. If there was
It
something that
was
happened.
it was a young lady. I think they said like her husband killed her and put her in like storage. Oh
Oh, was it a W?
no, this is one of us.
Oh, okay. Dang. Okay, man. Why do we keep on doing this kind of stuff?
That was a shame.
It is a shame. I mean,
Beautiful young lady. And it's like, yeah, Willie D was talking about it. So was I think was talking about it.
see, I need to catch up on that because I was here. I am looking at, and see, that's the difference between me and y'all. Because y'all look at everybody, everything. Me, I'm mainly looking at the W's and the non us coming at us, and yet, got to keep an eye for our own people too. I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely a sad situation. It's definitely a sad situation. And that's these are the legacies of slavery. And the crazy thing, now they're about to start living out these legacies on them. They're going to go through something that's so bad we can't even imagine it. We can't even imagine it. And so
No, I just
yeah,
asked,
go ahead.
are we going to have to live that out too?
It's either you broke up, Roger, or I broke up. I'm having
Yeah.
some bad internet connection.
No, I think it's them folks messing with us, the algorithm. No, I was gonna say, are we going to live that out too?
No, we've already lived it out. We've already lived that out. Now they're going to be, but that's the whole thing. I think, for me, seeing what they're seeing, they're going to go through all of that and even worse. Remember, it's going to be very, very bad. Now think about it, because remember, their ideology is a whole lot different. At least, they were trying to fake the funk of, some sort of Christian ideology. They don't have that. They don't care about creation. They will amalgamize you like you look like an experiment on Full Metal Alchemy. You just have everything mechanized.
That is terminology. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's for real. Look, you gonna look like the black dude on Jason X.
I can't with you, Gary.
You know what I'm saying?
Dang. Ooh, ooh, wee.
After you just got sliced in two, they don't nanobodied you back up. And they're gonna
Jack,
be like,
my bad.
you got nanobodied with 5 extra arms and 2 extra legs. Where am I gonna fit these extra legs? What? What'd you do to me? You done took my manhood and put 2 extra legs there? What did it say? Men will be wishing for death but can't find it.
ooh, snap. Speaking of that, you remember that Elon? Dang it. That explosion that happened a few days ago. Apparently, uh, now don't believe Rojo because Rojo talks off the rails sometimes, but
Sometimes.
it's believed that that was releasing something that will affect us soon. That's all I'll say on that, and I'll drop that subject. I'll let y'all come to your own conclusion.
He said come to the own conclusion, but you said he was about to have his candy bar out for when the one what does the scripture said? It said 10 will be grabbing them by the hem and say, we know that you are a Yahudim. Will just said, and I had to. I'm sorry, Father. I had to amend that scripture, and a Yahudim will have an extra clip. When you said to get 2 swords, I said, well, why not 10?
Why not? hey, hey, look.
I mean, you said to get 2 swords, so am I really contradicting the scripture?
And now you have people mocking Peter, like on a micro level, but walking around with upside down crosses and everything, and like I know they've been doing that since 2012, 2013, but it's like they're really like in our faces and directing that at us now.
Yeah. Oh no, they are. Yeah, and it's now that they know that they have basically been exposed and found out, it's hard for them. It's hard for them to really reconcile this. See, the awesome thing is that this is what the Gentile awakening looks like. Some will what? It's just like us. Some will shine as bright as the firmament, but some will be led into everlasting shame and damnation, condemnation. This is it. Yeah, this is. How, I shouldn't laugh, but you want to call yourself? Well, I mean, maybe it's appropriate. Maybe they're finally figuring out who they really are.
What? Is that what they're saying? Really?
Those Christian nationalists are mocking Yeshua. They said he is weak and woke, demons to the core. Man, oh man.
Well, I tell you what, to be honest with you, I'm scared that I might be on Yeshua's S list when he does come down. I'm just
Bro,
saying.
I think you're gonna be okay. I think you're gonna be okay. He had to deal with think about how he really had to deal with our people. Think about that. He was dealing with us. Don't think that these folks are just up in the Bible, up in writing books. These disciples were just they had it all together. No, they did not.
I just can't believe they're saying this about him. They, wow.
I mean,
It,
you had to deal with ignorant behind Judas. Come on now. Yo, Judas, what you doing? Where you at? Man, listen. What happened to that money? You know what? I had it. Your money's good. I done put it into Roman crypto. You gonna be fine. Payout was 30 pieces. That payout was 30 pieces of silver. Man, we got some good returns on that shot. Shekel Bitcoin.
oh, golly. Terrence, you are on one this morning. You are truly on one.
They be looking at him like, all right. Now something's gonna go on today. I'm gonna be out of pocket while y'all at the praying. So don't mind me. I'm just gonna be coming through with some extra guests. And let us tell the real Gethsemane story. The real way. Not that Eurocentric way. We will oh my goodness.
It is really getting wild out there, Karis. I think what I need to start doing, I called my mother because my mother lives 3 counties away from me. Me and her had a talk, and she sent me some verses from Proverbs, and I haven't. This conversation happened like weeks ago, and I'm ashamed to say it, but I haven't read those. And she reads them every day. It's like 4 verses from Proverbs, and then I gave her the benediction prayer, so she asked that to hers. I, I mean, I probably need to get in those proverb scriptures and see what's going on with those.
Yeah, now he will. Sister Chantel, what's
Hey
going on from the
guys,
other side of the pond? I'll be
uh,
right back.
nothing much, man. I'm actually out on road again, um, but nothing's really happening. People just going about their own business, doing what they're doing. I see all the Christmas decorations up and everything. You know, there's not. I'm in a shopping mall, and it's pretty much dead. It's not like how it used to be. It's almost like people just know something is coming. They're just doing it, coming out here, just doing what they're supposed to do. It's almost monotonous. But I've been listening, looking out for any news on what happened, and I haven't watched like the television or anything to know what's going on. But from what I was, going on YouTube to see any networks over here mention it, I didn't see anything. Are they talking about it over there?
Sister Chantel,
Yeah,
they
can you hear me?
hello. I
Yeah,
can
can you hear me? Okay, good.
now. I don't know. Me and Karis have been having difficulties with the feed. Brother Karis, can you hear anything?
I can't hear it. He's on. He's
Yeah, I'm
got
back.
his.
What's going on?
I'm sorry.
We thought you just dropped off or something happened.
No, Chantel.
No,
Oh, go ahead, Brother Karis. Let me mute. Hold on.
What did you do, Karis? Did you just go to get a coffee break? Like you asked me a question, then you just bounced. That's
yeah,
rude.
it's a coffee break. I gotta do this is gonna be a turkey throwdown marathon. I'm not gonna be done till I'm good and sleepy and tired. No,
Oh Lord.
we're doing
Where
this.
is
We're doing this for a
where
good
y'all?
cause. This Quest Unite Africa. Please support Quest Unite Africa for this turkey throwdown.
Hey, Karis. On a serious note, with these hours I'm getting, you ought to expect something nice going to Quest Unite Africa on my payday because they're kind of feed me because I'm moving and they want to keep me here, but I'm like that old song by Denise Williams that she did with that W dude. Too much, too late, too little.
Rojo's trying to. Roger, they got you on out there. You literally working to beat the algorithm. You're like, ain't no AI coming for my job.
Hey,
You saw the robots doing some flips and everything else with that package. Rojo's like, oh no, not
oh no, not me. hey, hey, they don't know. They
you've been
don't know.
working on. Have you been working on your backflip with the package yet?
I've been working on those booby trap sprinkler systems. So when those robots come through, and you hit that timer just right. Hey, they're sprinkling the lawn. Oops, I'm sorry, your stupid robot got caught in it. I mean, you'll send another one out in about another 2 or 3 years.
Well, that always makes me wonder, especially when they try to. Now they're going to try to say, hey, we want to make sure that we're getting this policing right and this algorithm is good, and it's like, wait a second. Um, these algorithms are written by, so it's always going to be slanted against us, our favor.
Well, if
That's
it was written
problem.
against, if it was written by them, anything, I mean, this is their system, their
Bingo.
civilization. So anything that comes out from this civilization is always going to be against us. That's just how it is. I
Hmm.
mean, they basically they base their success on our failure.
Yeah.
So everything is. I remember listening to Professor Black Truth, and he said, I think it was Professor Black Truth, or it was the Black Authority. He said that, which is the truth, they did not create the system to benefit them. They created the system to punish us. So that's why when things go bad, it's like it affects them badly because they don't have a contingency in order to make sure that things work well for them, because everything was set up to ensure that everything is done to make sure that we stay underneath them. There's no benefit for them. There's no, oh well, we did this to put, to make sure that that our people do well with this, because if that was the case, everybody who works hard would be able to succeed. But that's not what the system, and that's even including their own people, doesn't even benefit, even when they do work hard, because we already know it's not always about what you know, it's who you know and who you're willing to shake hands with and lie down with and so on and so forth. So this system is theirs, and whatever they create to continue the furtherment of this system, It's always going to be against us.
Chantel, let me tell you something, sister. It, I don't know. I might be cutting you out. Let me shut up because I can't hear nothing.
No, 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 no. I muted. No, no,
Oh,
no. I said what I needed to say. Go on.
oh, okay. No, I gotta tell you this because you're over there, and I think that you guys and the Africans in Liberia, us, the blacks over there where you are in the UK, and the Liberians, as far as the diaspora, are the most closely connected. And it's funny that I say that because I've always thought that. But do you know that they were showcasing in England, over here, and over there in Liberia, these floating soldiers that can float and shoot machines? Dang it. Dang it. Pew pew, rapid fire, pew pew pew, rapid fire while they're floating and they act like they're trying to scare somebody. Okay, it's impressive. It passes the eye test, cool. But they're sitting ducks with those things. You can't maneuver well in them. You can't pivot well in them. So if somebody flank you, all they got to do is pew pew that little machine that your arm is in. You're gonna drop down to the ground, and then you're a cooked goose. But that's not even the point with all that. They're showcasing all this technology in our areas because they want to intimidate us.
Oh yeah, that. I mean, because look, the difference between what you guys have and what we have is that you helped to build what you have there, what they, well, not sorry, let me start that again. You helped, you built what they have there. This was already in place, including all the institutions. Now, over here, it's more, it's class and race. It's class and race. Now they try to say that over in your neck of the woods, and that's not the case. And because of the fact that it was class, because they were against their own, right? Sorry, because of the fact that it's class as well, it was just okay. So when we came over in the Windrush generation, they kind of just slot us there. That's why we can probably get on more with, the poorer whites over here than you guys can over there. You know, these institutions were already put in place to discriminate against people who are poor. All they did is that they just added racism into the mix as well. So things like that where you guys can probably, you know create certain things like certain companies and so many other things. I've heard other people, including Professor Blacksheaf, that we don't have the things that you guys have, and that's correct, we don't. But there is a reason for that. Do you understand what I'm saying? The reason for that is because these things were put in place. You created that. When you built their system, you were there during the time when they were building that. We came into this. I mean, I know obviously we were ruling during the dark ages and so on and so forth. But after that time, when they started to restructure, when it was about the Renaissance, the Middle Ages, they restructured. They had a lot of time to put so many things in place, so they didn't have to. Sorry, so they didn't have to build up anything because it was already there. But with you guys, they had to build. So you was able to build a lot of things. If that makes any sense, you're able to have the things that you have. They penalize not just us based on race, but based on class as well. So it's a twofold over here. They're trying to mimic that. I've noticed that they're trying to say things like that over in America, like, oh, it's not about race, it's class. I'm like, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's race. It's race. And then they try to interject that like, oh, it's the same thing. Anyway, I said what I said. So feel free to say what you need to say, Rojo. I hope that makes sense. If that makes sense to everybody in the chat as well.
No, it does. I'm just vexed because it seems like Karras hit on his point not yesterday or the day before, but I think it was probably Thursday or Friday of last week, where it seems like these devils are doing everything and sparing no expense to really come at us. And I'm like, I'm pretty much at the mindset. I'm not even questioning it anymore. I don't care. Right now, I'm in troll mode when it comes to them. And if they want to take it any further, threaten me, talking about they'll find where I live, I welcome that. Find out where I live. I'll save you the trouble. I'll give you my address, but I promise you, you won't like what you find when I open that door for you.
Rojo,
So,
don't give him the address. I mean, it was bad enough you done gave out your phone number. What happened to Rojo? I don't know what happened to him.
Putting out missing photos of Rojo. Don't tell them the business, Rojo. Keep it. Yeah, just don't.
see, Karras had to come in with those giant shears. It clipped my wings. He's like, clip, clip. Here, take this.
Hold on, Roger. Weren't you under a what's it? Wasn't you under like a didn't we say that you had to try to not say anything negative about them for what? How long? How many days was it? Was it a week or a month? No, it was a month.
Hey,
You couldn't do that if your life depended on it.
Sister Chantel, I was just testifying to Karras. Ooh, golly, Karras, not anyway. About this W that grabbed my leg, talking about God is love. I'm just using his words, and I picked him up, and you know, I was angry. I was vexed. I wanted to hurt him. I mean, just to tell you the truth, but I referred him to Genesis and Roman, Old Testament, New Testament, to let him know. I didn't say what it said, but I just told him to read those chapters. I couldn't find the exact specific verse, but if he reads those books, he will find that what he said to me is wrong. I mean, as it
But
is
that
written.
just shows. I was just going to say that just shows that they don't know Abba Yah. They don't. Right? They don't know Abba Yah. They think he's this one-dimensional um, being. In their mind, he's just love and nothing else. I'm like, he's a father. And if your children do something that is very wrong, are you just going to be like, okay, I love you, son. Go sit over there. Well, I've seen their parenting skills. So, yeah, I suppose that is why. It's so funny how they are so soft and loving when it comes to things like that. But look how they go on towards us. It's amazing.
Personal question, and it's relevant because here's what I think their mindset is about us, even in 2023. The personal question I want to ask you is your parents, your mother and your father, when Ali and Henry Cooper fought, who were they pulling for? Can you hear me?
Sorry, say that
Yeah,
again. Sorry.
I can hear you, but I'm kind of going out on my side. But go ahead.
No. The personal question I want to ask Sister Chantel, and it's relevant to, like I said, how I think they think about us as a nation. Um, is when Henry Cooper and Muhammad Ali fought, who did your parents, Chantel, root for?
Sorry. Muhammad, of course, man.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
I'm sorry. It's like I kept pressing buttons and it just nothing was happening. But
Oh,
That's not
oh,
even a thing.
I thought she was gonna say like Tyson Fury.
No.
what the I give your parents, I give your generation much more credit than I give the generations before me because I'm pretty sure a lot of them were probably symbolically, just for the symbolic effect, poor for Ali, but they were still in that W savior thing mentality. I
Well, I
mean,
know my mum did. That's for sure. I know my mum did. I mean, it's a principle of the thing, isn't it? Really.
no, it is. I mean, I think they think that we're still this. I think they are kind of missing our parents' generations is where I was trying to go with that. That they think that they can evoke, by talking about mama or big mama, that they,
Mm,
you know, try to get us back into the woman being the head of us, that we are a matriarchal society, which we are not.
never was.
No, go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying we never was and we never will be. We were just out of order because we're under those curses. But that's the problem. That's exactly what I was saying. They know that all is right in their universe when we are doing badly. That's how they see it. So it's there is a concerted effort to try. In fact, that's what they've been trying to do, to try to push us right back to our parents or grandparents generation, and that's not what's going to happen. you know it's just not. I mean, the fact of the matter is the civil rights, they did what they did, but unfortunately you guys settled. And because for the first point number one, it should never have been called the civil rights movement, especially when these people were just not acting civil anyway. It should have been something that we could own, because now everybody can just step in and say, well, I'm going to take from the pot of civil rights. Those are things that our parents' generation fought for. And you guys, I say ours, and I see it as we're still the people, even though I'm not over in the States, I'm where I am. But the fact is, we had the same kind of thing going over here. And now we have people that come over and benefit more than what our parents and grandparents fought hard for. So my generation and my kids' generation are kind of being looked over. They do the same thing. I can guarantee you it's the same thing. It's the same story. It's going to be the same story in France, in Germany, in Italy, wherever our generation, or not our generation, sorry, our parents and grandparents' generation fought for just to be treated fairly. We that have come up after that, we're not receiving that. Everybody else gets. And it's like we're supposed to just sit down, shut up, and take it. And it's like we're not doing that. This generation and those of us under, like, we're like, no, we've seen what you did to our parents and our grandparents. We're not going back there. So we're shouting out and we're saying what we need to say. And they don't like it. And quite frankly, I couldn't give a toss. Don't like it. Be uncomfortable. Because if my words makes you feel uncomfortable, then who gives a... Sorry, I have to hold my tongue because I couldn't care less. Why? Because your discomfort is nothing in comparison to the levels of mistreatment that we go through. You weigh in the balance words and being told truth as upsetting to you, in comparison to you crushing our necks and our heads underneath your boot, and you think that you have the right to turn around and say, my feelings are offended. Oh my gosh, why are you saying these things to me? That's racism. Racism? Are you... People need to come out of my face with that mess.
And that's why I'm scared for Karis about that because his state is the king snake of that hurting my feelings and wanting to put punitive action behind that. So I'm thinking that somebody out there in Florida could get popped for bringing up, hey, look here, what about our atrocities in the 18 and 1700s? Same with you guys. I mean, you have first generation. Don't get mad at me when I say this, please, um, Chantel, because I don't mean anything by it when I say it. But you have first generation people coming over there to your country, to your cities from the continent and stepping all over y'all and pooping on you and spitting on y'all, telling y'all, hey, quit complaining, pick yourself up by your bootstraps and do what we did. You've been here. Why can't you? Why are you still doing whatever? And I've been here 2 minutes and I'm already at this level. So, I mean, they can miss me with that, honestly.
Yeah, sister Rahama, we had discussed that earlier, the rule 213 in New York. You even sniffle, you get in quarantine. Man, you know how crazy that is in winter? So everybody from Florida that goes to New York, they just better stuff up their noses with Kleenex. That's ridiculous.
You don't
That's
even have to sit to sneeze, Karis. I'm an ex-smoker. Do you realize how smoking puts boogers in your nose anyway?
mm.
Ew.
So you got chimney boogers.
When you pick and blow it all out and it never ceases. That's the one.
Mm.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Hey, chat. Hey, people in the chat. That's that's not me. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. But Chantel with her gift that keeps on giving, and Brother Karis with chimney boogers.
Mm. Says you got Biden boogers. Mm. Says you got Biden boogers, man.
You know what makes me sick when you see some of their kids? I'm sorry, but when you see some of their kids and they be picking that thing out, and it's like you're holding up your face and you're looking and your face is just set, and you're watching and the kid's watching you and you're watching it and he's watching you, and you're like, don't do it, don't do it. And then that child just straight in the mouth, and you're like, oh my gosh, he's
Yeah,
eating it.
that's the cringe factor. Ugh.
Oh,
Ugh.
oh.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
It's still breakfast time, Sister
Oh,
Chantel, on
salty.
most
Oh
of
yeah, I'm so sorry. Boogers
it's
and
still
milk, huh?
yeah, it's still breakfast time.
Hey, Brother Dave, see if Karis will let you on up. Come hang out with us, brother.
I got
Haven't seen you in a minute. A hot minute. Oh. Uh-oh. Where did Karis go? Sister Chantel, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey,
Where's Karis?
Rojo. It's the Rojo and Chantel show. Oh, he's back.
I had the
Bye-bye.
link. I was going through the comments. Trying to kick myself on out of come on, listen. Listen. That was completely human error, but I'm blaming it on YouTube. Yeah, I said it. So what? YouTube.
I was gonna say we got the show. We got the show.
Listen, oh man, they're gonna say everything possible to shut me down. Oh my goodness.
Gareth will come back and be like, what's going on? You get locked out because your channel's been locked down.
Man, my
I
social credit won't get it.
because I thought the algorithm that got you, and I thought we were all about to be kicked up out of here.
The algorithm will be going crazy.
My social credit don't get it, and my CBDC bank said I can't. Oh man.
Hey, Karis, you remember that song you did earlier? Who's that looking at my window? Pow, nobody down. Well,
Yep.
all of us, we'd be like the end of that video where somebody would go to the scanner and their hand was scanned, and the rest of us we go try to get our soda pops or our candy or whatever, and the thing wouldn't be able to read our hand, so we'd just be kicked out the store.
You know, Roger, you got to know when to seize the opportunity, and we just missed it.
I,
Ugh.
Because I was in Karras' spot when he disappeared. I slid over to his spot, and it could have been the Rojo and Chantel show.
All right, so we are SKP Shalom World Family. My wife and our two sons have made it to Arusha, Tanzania. It was a very long flight. Pray for us, please. We don't know anyone. All right.
Is
Oh,
is he gone again? Rojo, come on.
this is
Right, on
You know
today's
what I'm saying?
show.
I keep kicking
He's back
myself
again.
out just trying to like scroll through these comments. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Um please email us. Here, let me do this.
all praises. We are SKP. We will keep you in our prayers, and we will definitely wish the best for you. And
Yes.
you are there, though. You are there. You are away from.
Right. Congratulations on fleeing Babylon.
Yes.
Congratulations.
You know, now I'd say before you had I pray that you had a plan in place, i.e., where you were going to be at, i.e., how you would be able to sustain yourself, things of that nature. I'm not going to be in your business here on the live stream, but I just pray reach on out to us at the board at questuniteafrica.org so we can see how you're holding up.
Hey,
So,
Karis, could I make a suggestion, please?
yeah.
If they need it, that some kind of GoFundMe get started or something, and we can, you know, feed the kitty in a manner of speaking.
Well, yeah, I suppose we can. They're going to have problems with getting banking. There's a whole bunch of problems that goes on. It's not to say that you can't do it, but then, I'm not sure the situation, so I can only, you know, in my limited, knowledge. That's why I said, look, please give us a call, because when you're doing that leap, you're in a different country. And when you're in a different country with your family, I'm not sure how boisterous they went. I'm praying that they had, that they got something together. But a lot of times, our people we are very emotionally driven, and we'll get on out there. Most I says we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it. And we saw this, we see a couple months later, I don't like this place. I can't stand this place. Is this, is that, is that? And then it's, well, why not? Why? What's the problem? Well, the problem is there wasn't really more thought put into place in terms of the actual conditions on the ground. It's nice getting to the continent. That's great. But do you know that you're going to be using bottled water to brush your teeth?
That just feels weird when you think about it. Having to use, not using water from the tap at all.
At all. Yeah, at all. Because even
What
the water
about
that gets
washing
into you,
yourself?
yeah, use that washcloth and dip in and don't have anything go in your mouth.
Wow, man. That
You
Carrots.
know,
just
it's
that just
like
sounds
people don't.
different.
Yeah, because people don't realize it's like being deployed, and then you got deployed with your family.
Oh no, that's too complicated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
but you know, but that's what people don't. Oh, it's going to be fine. It's going to be this, and it's going to be that. No, when you're deployed, you know, and you're working through that, you're there without your family, without your wife, without your kids. Because why? Because it's going to be them that also have to do that.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying? Now you can take care of yourself, but when you're trying to have your kids do it,
hmm
no, they're gonna get sick. So then it's okay. So what's your medical situation gonna look like? Oh well, you know, yeah, no, that yeah, I'm gonna do that, but Arusha is literally about like 7 or 8 hours from T3 and me, and I think it's a little bit more than that, and Stepping Stones are home and Journey with us.
Hey,
Just
did you think to reach out to or any of us? It's up to you. Should reach out to Philip Scott for any advice.
Well, I'm not sure if that's really in his purview. I think he's more in line of continental matters when it looks as
I got you.
from news reporting. You see what I'm saying? When you're
Yeah.
when you're when you're looking at policy making and policy influence and things of that nature,
Oh, okay. I got you.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just them getting to the continent, and now it's well, what are they? What items did they ship on over? If they shipped over any items, there's there's quite a lot. It's quite a lot because it. Hey, we made it on out of here. The Most High will protect us, and we go from there. Yeah, that's true. The Most High can do that, but the Most High also gives us understanding. You see what I'm saying? It's like
No,
we
I'm, I'm
can't be foolish in our actions because why? Because the both side doesn't bless foolishness, but he does bless what? Prudence and planning and being able to move with his will.
I'm
You
just
some
trying
know?
of that
to.
foolishness, but he's been doing really good to us because we're still breathing sometimes,
Yeah, oh yeah.
So,
No, he blesses our foolishness. Yeah. We get there is an unmerited amount of grace that the Most High gives us. Just think
in
about
your
it.
ignorance, I winked at you, as he said.
Yes, yes. Now, in this time frame, now we can't be ignorant anymore because we're not gonna. Just think about it. We've woken up. That doesn't mean that we wake up into our ignorance. Well, whatever. He's going to do it. Whatever. Well, he's a father. I know if I with my kids. Oh, you really did that, and you thought that wasn't gonna come back on you. Well, Dad, I thought you were gonna take care of it. No, no, Dad's not. You should have thought better. Right? It's just the same with our kids,
What
and
flavor
that's
of
it.
stupid are you today?
Yeah. Well,
I'm
Did they?
we don't want to say what flavor is stupid. We don't want to demean our children, but that's what a loving father does. Hey, listen, understand what you're doing and how you need to plan for it because and it's not just me. Look, when we've reached out to Swahili Nation, there's they understand it too. They said so many black folks they come on over, African Americans, Israelite folks, the Israelite community, they come on over. Most High's got me, and then they said it's like a matter of weeks, and then they hate it because they truly don't understand the changes that they have to make. I mean, T3 and me, Tim had a video, a short. He said, "Look, we built our outdoor restroom Now, good on them for building that, but I just want to know how many of our people happy and ecstatic to use an outdoor restroom.
Not many.
I don't even know what that is, so no.
I'm just saying. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We have to be honest with ourselves. And I'm not trying to see this to discourage people. No, I don't want to discourage anyone at all. But if you don't understand the realities, then people are going to say, oh, you lied to me about the cotton. You lied to me about that. Nobody lied to you. Not me. I want to give you all the understanding of everything. But see, when you've been doing what you've been doing for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 generations, decades, it's going to be hard.
So, Karis,
Just
are
wait, because I mean, I've been in the military, so I understand the whole poop pits and everything else.
okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Just wait. And when they're not properly cleaned out, just wait. And you can't say, well, there's not going to be any complaining. There is. There will be. I think our people in the context of biblical, the wilderness, the actual wilderness. No, it's actually you're going to be amongst the people. People. And let me tell you, to be able to do better, to work better, to innovate better. See, you can have technology, but when you utilize that technology for wickedness, that's the problem. That's the problem. When you're utilizing technology for corruption, that's the problem. We're utilizing technology. Well, you want to know what, family? I'm sorry. I'm utilizing YouTube to spread the Most
Exactly.
High's word. I got to shut this channel down. I'm a hypocrite. I realized it. I got to shut this channel down. I don't say that. Some places on the continent are better than other places. That's just how it goes. There are places in the United States that's better than places in other areas. You won't get the same things if you're living in Montana than you would in Florida. That's just how it goes.
It's like that wherever you are.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make a
But
confession?
what's that?
I was going to say, I was going to make a confession. I think I speak for about 95% of us in this chat. Um, what I want to do is get a chance to experience the fullness of having access to many channels of being able to build and improve our situation. And I think that we will have that once we get to the wilderness, via the great exodus. But listening to you more, I'm starting to realize that I think that I need to pump my brakes because I was thinking about just going out there willy nilly myself, to be honest with you. I'm sick of this place over here.
Yeah, and then I mean, now think
Me
about that.
too.
Think about it. Think about what it is. Okay, all right, I get you emotionally hyped up. I have you going out there, and you're gonna go on out there knowing that you have just come through, ingratiated in Babylon, and then you. It's just man, that's human nature. That's human nature. And then when you start to vocalize it, then what does that do? That starts to bring everybody down. And then it's well, hey, I went on over there for a few weeks, and it was this, it was that, it was terrible, it was this, it was that. Did you all hear me saying anything about Tanzania when I was on out there in the negative?
I heard you telling the truth.
Because why? Because when you see it's not an it's don't view the negatives, view the potentials. But getting that done is a thing, it's a process. You have to have a process to get your stuff on in there that they don't tell you. It's a process working with government officials, local, to get business, but work permits and naturalization paperwork. There's a lot to this. Because why? Because what we would like to do, we see something. Oh man, look, let's get on over here. Man, let's drill this hole, let's bore this hole, let's have this thing as a pump station. Let's have this thing as a water treatment station. Let's have this area on over there. Let's get these pipes on over there. Let's plug into this city over here. Let's plug in to these industrial areas. Let's have this return line going to this water treatment place. And if you don't do it right, you're going to have cross contaminants. And when you have cross contaminants, people get sick. And when people get sick, they just say, hey, yeah, he got sick and he died. From what? See, for us, we're like, you get sick and you die. What did you get? What did you die of? Oh, they had this little infection or that type of infection. We understand. Look, you can clear that infection with this medicine, this holistic medicine. You have the ceiling groups, everything else, and you can find that in nature. For them, it's not. Well, it is what it is. He had a good run. She had a good run. They treat death differently there. They treat medicine, and I say medicine in terms of medical care, differently. We would look at it like, no, we're not that archaic. No, we need to do this, 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 this. See, there you go. See, here it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I have those conversations all the time. We're doing that. We're talking to these folks out there. But what happens when you have to go past holistic, and you actually have to have invasive surgery? What happens when you have to have orthopedic care if you break something, if it has to be reset? Where's your x-ray machines then? Where are your EKGs? Where are your MRIs? And we use those imaging and scanning devices. It's just that we've taken that for granted. What we do as a people, it's not a blame on anyone. It's not a, please do not take that as a slight or a blame on anyone. I take things for granted. We take things for granted. It's just how it goes. They want that technology. Do you not think that they see their people suffering? Man, when I was over in the West, they didn't really have things like this. Being able to have a bone set in place as a child has tremendous impacts, not just on that family, that village, but also on that nation. Because if you can't provide proper care for your people, it creates issues. Shalom, sister Sharita. Long time no
Shalom.
see.
Oh my goodness, hasn't it been?
Hmm.
I'll be quietly listening in the background here lately because, I just, being in Africa is different, right? My focus is different. Um, and I didn't know if I was going to chime in or not. Um, and the reality is that Africa will make or break you, right? It can chew you up and spit you out.
Mm.
But I think that a lot of us were built for this, right? I come from uh, I don't want to say poverty. I because I'm rich in so many different ways. Poverty will teach you how to do without things,
Hmm.
or to improvise, or to create things. So in that aspect, I'm rich when it comes to being in Africa because I've already learned these skills um, to learn how to do without. Um, and you can't come here and just complain. It's not for you because you're right. You definitely have to say look at things and see the potential. Even when I was in the States, I couldn't afford a big fancy apartment. I had to go into some pretty bad neighborhoods and be like, I don't like this one because of this and that, but I like this one because the way the cubby hole underneath the stairs, oh, this could be fun for the kids. Like, even though it didn't look so great, I saw where I could make it home. And I've had to definitely utilize those skills. Even not every day, I have to utilize those skills. I've recently had to move. You guys know I was in a big 3-bedroom house paying $149 and some change a month, big yard. And the real reality is, I couldn't continue to afford $150 a month. I do English online teaching, and it just has really slowed down. I'm trying to establish some English language software stuff that I'm working on, but that doesn't pay me either. So the real reality is some weeks I make $20 in a week. So how do
Mhm.
I continue to stay here? My mindset coming here is that I would rather be homeless in Africa than homeless in America. I would rather be homeless in Africa than to go back to America. Um, so how do I make $20 work for me? Um, like who knows how to do that? I wasn't necessarily um, understood how I was going to do it, but it was no different than any other task that I've had in the United States where I kind of had to rob Peter to pay Paul and, maneuver money. But $20, that's not a whole lot of money. So I start trying to figure out, well, if I can get a 3-bedroom house for $149 a month, what can I get for cheaper? So now I live in a 1-bedroom with a living room and a bathroom, and I'm paying $60 a month,
Mm.
right? It's decent. I mean, I don't have no whole bunch of yards I have to mow or anything like that, but it suits all of my needs, right? And that's where I'm at. I'm where I have to be able to suit my needs. If I want to continue to stay here, if I want to thrive here, that's what I have to do. So yes, there's all kinds of issues. People, it meets you where you're at. Unlike America, either you're on food stamps or welfare or you're homeless. Like if you can't make it in the regular, that's all the options that you have there. Here in Africa, they meet the they meet the $20 need, they meet the $10 need, they meet the $5. There is housing for you no matter what your financial need is, they have it. And it goes for food. I can if I want to go to the market and buy $100 worth of food, I can do that. But if all I have is $2, I can go down there and I can get a meal for 2 days for $2. You
Mhm.
can't do that in the States, right? So, and the medical care here, you were just before I got on, you were talking about the medical care. Yes, I have had a friend that has been in the labor and delivery room. It is much to be desired, but they still have X-ray machines. They still have technology. They have a a what do you call that? I thought it was really odd. It's right near the new house. They have a hospital due to for infertility, right?
Mhm.
So they have universities that are just designed for um, uh, agriculture. That near the old house, there was a university just for agriculture. There are there the tools are here, whether they're utilizing it the way we would or not. I don't know that, but the tools are here. Are they lacking some of those? That cleanliness that we're used to. I don't know if you got. I think we've all had a hospital we've gone to that was pretty gross. Wishard Hospital in Indianapolis was one of those, and eventually it got closed down and turned into Eskenazi. But it's everywhere you go. Yes, it may be more so here, but like myself, the Africans and the people are working with what they have, and they're trying to utilize it the best way that they can. And that's my spiel. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And so where where I've been at and what I've looked at, a lot of the doctors that have trained or are that have been doctors over on the continent,
Hmm.
for them, they know that if they weren't school trained in, then they're relegated to, the continent or Tanzania or where they may have gotten their training from.
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, a lot of jobs here are like that. And in that
Hmm.
sense, um, it's kind of like when someone, if you, say when I started to do CNA, I got my CNA license through a nursing home. Well, I had to work at the nursing home for at least 6 months, so I didn't have to pay them back. And I think that's kind
Mhm.
of how um,
Um,
jobs here work. It's unless you, and definitely who you know. It's who you know here, and not necessarily what you know.
what,
Um,
Sharita? I have a question for you.
yes.
Um, are there any like jobs going on over there in your parts where you are right now?
Are there any what going on?
Jobs?
Jobs? Is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am. Like job openings or barter.
Well, I my job search has been online and it has been quite fruitless for me, right? Um, the job thing is crazy, and I'm running into some issues because when you have financial issues, everything else kind of falls to the wayside. And there are certain things that you have to keep up with while you're here. And if you can't keep up with those things, even if there was a job opportunity, you can't really put yourself out there because you're not allowed, right? And I don't,
Yeah. So let's understand. You are allowed when they see you coming over. They see you coming over,
you're breaking up a
promoting
little
and
bit.
creating industry.
Hmm.
They see you coming
There's
over as the job creator.
right, exactly. And that was one of the things my daughter asked me when I before I even left the United States. She said, "So, Mom, where are you going to work?" I said, "Sade, I don't think I'm going to find a job there. I think I'm going to have to create work there." And that definitely was my mindset when I got here. Now, I do try to I look for things. Um, if you have money here, y'all y'all wouldn't. I've had to pass up on so many different things because I just don't have the funds to do it. um when I was looking for before I was looking for this place, my goal was, hey, find a place where you can live and work. That way you are going to consolidate your bills, right? And you'll have a designated place to work and live in the same place. And a lot of housing is built around that, right? And it's a great concept that Africa has. Most houses have some type of business attached to them, and it's awesome. So while I was looking, I found a hotel, right? A 7-room hotel. It's in bad shape, but the potential. Oh
Hmm.
my goodness, the potential, right? And not only did it had 7 rooms of a hotel, it had a restaurant attached to it that was empty that could have been made into anything. It didn't have to just be a restaurant. I was thinking, wow, food courts, have people sell this and have this, like rent out those spaces. And instead of actually owning a company, I would be more like a property manager, right? And then I would fall into a different bracket and probably under the radar, right? So when I walked into this place, like I said, it's nothing fabulous. The only thing that made, I'm not going to say the only thing, but the price. Okay, so when I started looking through this place, the ceilings in the hotel rooms were pretty bad off, but it seemed like the foundation was good, and maybe it was just shoddy craftsmanship that was going on. It looked pretty sturdy to me, right? But when I opened these 7 rooms, each room was fully furnished with a bed, a desk, a chair. And I was like, man. And then he told me that this place was going to be 500,000 T shillings, which is my place was 350,000 T shillings, was $149 a month. So under $300 for both a hotel and a restaurant every
What?
month. Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes. And I didn't have $300 to give them. Those are the type of opportunities that I run into. I look in, like I said, this place is $60 a month, you know, and it's in a great location. This is actually one of the first places where all the roads around me are paved, right?
Wow.
Um,
That's only
so
$300 a month.
yes, $300 a month. Yes, it's going to need some work. Yeah, but in the long run, $300 a month, I think it's absolutely worth it. And you have to remember the neighborhood that it's in, right? Even if I just, did the bare minimum, people are going to come there and rent. But then I also started to think, okay, so what if I have this place and I believe that we're all going to come here. I think everybody that listens on your channel eventually believes that we'll all be there. Okay, so maybe this is not up to the standard of the United States people, right? Our American brethren, right? But what's going to happen when we start to flock to all these different countries? Just like gentrification pushed us out of neighborhoods, it's going to push Tanzanians out of neighborhoods, whether we like it or not, right? There is only so much housing and it will push them out. So where are these people going to go? Where are they going to find adequate housing? Because see, when we come in here, I can go and rent right now. I can say, hey, I like that house and someone's living in it. They will move out so I can move in. Like, I'm not even playing with you. So many houses that I've gone to and someone's actually living in it and they're showing the house to me.
Wow.
They want the American dollar. And they don't care if their auntie got to move. They don't care if they all 7 of them got to move. They say with your $300 US, I can go build a new house.
Mm-hmm.
Or I have a house down the street, or I have a house in Kenya. We'll go live there.
You know what? You know what's crazy about that? We tend to think that the building construction is a lot more than what it is, and I think they tell us because we get told some numbers that's pretty interesting to numbers that it's like, wow. Now I know that they're lying because I know that
Oh,
that's
oh, oh, oh,
definitely.
yeah. It's there is a price for Mzungus, and we fall under the category of Mzungu.
Hmm.
And then there's a price for Tanzanian, and you have to involve yourself with the right Tanzanian, right? To negotiate for you, because see, there are Tanzanians that will tell you, oh yeah, that's a good price, and they're going to get a cut back on the
Gonna
other
cut
end of that.
exactly.
So you definitely have to watch the people that you're hanging around. See, I will ask questions I already know the answers to, right? Just to get their reactions to see if they're gonna lie to me or not. My driver and a few other people. No, no, that's too much. Why are you charging Madame that much? Why? Why?
Mm.
And that's the kind of protection that we need, because but once you hear enough, you realize what the price is for certain things.
Yes.
Now you can there's no doubt you can get a nice 7-bedroom house on a piece of land for $80,000, right?
Yes, you could. Hmm.
$80,000, 100-year lease, or whatever, it can be done. You can get it for 80,000. You can get a house to your specification. And I was just in Carriacou yesterday, and there was a big fire down there 2 months ago. There's business, again, living spaces and restaurants are definitely a big thing in Tanzania. New York always fascinated me with the bodegas, and then the apartments on top. I always wanted to live in a place like that. And this particular place had bodegas on the bottom, several of them, maybe 9 or 10, and then on top there were living spaces. Well, it caught on fire. I
Mm.
mean, all the top of the building just has been gutted out because of the fire, but the foundation is still there because it's all brick, it's all concrete.
Yeah, it's all concrete. Yep.
We live
That
in
concrete will
definitely,
last.
yeah. So definitely, there are pluses and minuses being here, but one, y'all don't know me from Adam, but I just can't see myself going back. Like I don't care how bad, if I could deal with all the crap that I deal with there. And and by far, I'm not someone that has experienced so much. You know, I didn't lose my children to gun violence. I didn't. It could be so many worse things, right? But after my awakening, I just can't. I I can't. And for even being there, the anxiety of these people and what they've done, I can't. And I'd rather be here where I don't speak the language, where it's hard to communicate, where I have to wash dishes out of my bathroom because my house doesn't actually come with a kitchen, right? It's something that I have to build eventually if I'm going to stay here, which for $60 a month, I think I will. Right? It's nothing to get a plumber. I'm sure I can get a plumber over here with $150 and a kitchen will go up, no problem. It's about money. There, and it's not like, oh, Sharita found a one-off where she found, no, you can have a place for $60 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a place for $30 a month. Now the neighborhood, I've seen them like 80,000 t-shirts. I was like, man, is this where I'm at?
Mm.
But if I had to, I would have.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I didn't have to. Right. So there are hardships to be had, but nothing that the Most High didn't already prepare me for before I got here. Nothing has come my way where I said I was ill-equipped for the circumstances that were presented to me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. I just want to make sure that our people get, you know, that full understanding. And thank you, Sister Sharita, for coming on and explaining that to our people. You know,
No worries. There's
you
um
if you want to be comfortable, I mean, you can be comfortable in Africa. Sir, there are folks, they've gone over there, they built out homes that rivals what you see in America.
Yeah, and they have it like that, and there's
Hmm.
a demographic of us that don't have it like that, and
Yeah.
that struggle, and it's to say that you can still come here and be okay too, right?
Yes.
There are things that you can do now. If I had it to do over again, like I knew that there were cheap housing, I just never found it, right? Definitely, if I knew about the hotel and the restaurant before I came over here, I would have purchased that in advance, right? And I would have lived and I would have worked there. It's 7 rooms. And I think 2 of those rooms have a shower and everything else in it, and then the rest of the rooms have to use a communal bathroom and shower. I that would have man that would have this it would have saved my meager savings from the jump, right? And then put me in a position where I was creating jobs, not only for myself, but for my local community. So, you know, do some investigation before you come here, especially if you're coming on meager means, right?
Hmm.
Um, because there are ways we don't have to just my thing, oh, I got a three bedroom house for $150. Yes, that's cheap, but your funds is only going to go so far. If I was thinking a little bit more strategically, I would have handled things a lot differently when it comes to that, right?
Hmm.
Instead of jumping right into an apartment or jumping from apartment to a house, then my mindset would have already been there. Somewhere we kind of lose track of what the goal was, because the goal was to come and create jobs. And once you get here, you kind of get in awe of everything, the potential of everything, and you definitely can get sidetracked because it's so cheap, right? You get so obsessed with it being so cheap, but all the while your money is slipping through your fingers. Every one
Yeah.
of those t-shirts
Exactly.
count.
Hmm. And people don't understand when you get fully this or to have a business out there, you're paying for the jump.
Oh yeah,
You're
you have
paying
to,
for the jump. Even
you have to pay
if you're not
bribes.
making any money from your business, you're still paying taxes
Yeah, you have to pay
from the
bribes. They'll come by periodically to ask you for money, the government officials. Um, you there? Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
Yeah, my internet's kind of freezing
Okay.
up. Yeah, it's been acting up like this for these last couple of days. They're doing some things here in the United States. Everybody's internet's been a little wonky.
Oh, well, join the club. You're officially a part of the club because I don't understand how we even get stuff done half the time. Even government businesses, you can go into those and get ready to uh, get your TIN number or whatever, and they just got to stop the whole day because the internet stopped working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what's happening. So yeah, so that's Sister Sharita. She is on the ground in Tanzania. She's on the ground in Tanzania. And I was trying to go on out there and visit her. I was able to get a chance to see Sister Judy,
Okay.
but but that's what look with our people can eye investment and that's what we've learned here.
Hmm.
We've learned how to,
Definitely, the potential
you
for
know,
business is big.
yes,
There, you can see
absolutely.
it
And
everywhere.
Sharita, you're in Dar, right? You're near Dar.
Oh yeah, I'm in Bunju.
Bunji. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So you see what I'm saying, family? We don't know what we don't know. But the more you're on out there, really the more you know.
It
But it's
is
gonna
because
take
if I
time.
would have known the stuff that I know now, wow, I would definitely play things a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
Making a few contacts here and there, and you know, just getting out and seeing the lay of the land. I mean, it's oh my goodness, you guys see something that's empty? Knock on the neighbor's door. Hey, whose property is this? They know. They'll give you the phone number. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
tell you what time they're getting home, whatever, you know. Definitely, there's a lot of information to be had just by being here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, thank you, Sister Sharita. I know over in your neck of the woods, it's around what, six? Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock. It's
six
still,
o'clock.
the sun's still the sun is going down now. We're getting some evening here.
Mm-hmm. And is it raining or is it
It's been raining a lot. This is supposed to be our dry season. And since the dry season started, we have had nothing but rain. The new place nearby, there's a river that runs through this little area. Again, I find myself on another hill.
mm-hmm.
Um, and uh, I mean, it has its, its downfalls, but when you just look out and it's beautiful, right? Everything is green, banana trees, papaya trees, and just everything is in bloom right now. Um, my neighborhood gets a lot of traffic, just like a lot of foot traffic, people walking
Mm-hmm.
around. I think the best part, there's so many best parts, but I think one of the things I really love about Tanzania that I can appreciate from coming from America. In America, I've always driven since the time I was 17 years old. I've been driving, and I've had to because You can't depend on people to give you a ride. Like you can't depend on them for nothing. You can have the most. You could be going to the lottery, collect $1 million, and ain't nobody gonna give you a ride. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you just can't do it. But literally, I can walk outside of my gate and just be like, "Butter, butter," and someone is going to stop and take me where I want to go, even if it's just down the street or if I'm going across town. They're willing and ready, and I don't have to have a car here. Not,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to drive on the streets. I drove here for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, no, y'all, this is worse than living in Texas and Houston. I'm good.
Mm.
I'm good. Um, so being ease of transportation is what I enjoy. Whether you jumping on the back of a motorcycle or a bajaji, which is kind of like a three-wheel golf cart, or you're taking a dollar, which is the bus. Um, whereas I was spending, 35,000 T shillings to go to the mall, now I spend 1,500, which is equivalent to like $15 versus like $1 and some change.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely find ways to save money and live like the locals live, because these people are still getting a lot done with meager means.
Mm-hmm. This is true. That is very true.
Really.
All right. Well, thank you, Sister Sharita, because I'm hitting around that two and
Well,
a
thank
half
you.
hour mark, and
Oh Lord.
I'm tiring down. Yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
I
Well, good
appreciate
night.
that. All right. Yeah. Well, good morning to
Right.
you. Late morning. Good. You have a good evening.
Shalom. You
All
too.
right,
Bye bye.
Shalom. So yeah, family. Look, I'm not trying to discourage anyone. Absolutely not. I'm encouraging everyone. If the Most High leads you, go. But please don't rush if he's not leading you to go. I know folks just want to leave out of fear. That's not the way to do it. Don't leave because you're fearful. Leave because you've been told. So you can help to pave the way to make things easier for those that are coming over. There's a grim reality to this. We spoke to one of our brothers, and he had the means. And guess what? He hundreds of thousands of dollars, and his wife had died. This is why, to me, I always look at it like I don't want to discourage anyone in their move. Eh, I don't want to discourage anyone in their move, but you can about the good, but seldom do you hear about the bad. Had a brother that he took his family on out there, had a container, and he lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And his wife had died. I told you my internet's bad. Sorry, family. I don't know what's going on. But you have to work within the contacts. That's what we're doing with Quest Unite Africa. Do every day when we make these phone calls to the continent. That's what we're doing right now with our. being showing your face, it makes a world of a difference. This was something we didn't have last year. We didn't. But now we're trying our best to get on over there and influence policymakers. Have you noticed how things are starting to go with visa free travel? And why Tanzania is the only one that doesn't really want to promote that? It's because the Tanzanians do not own their country, it's the other nations. They're being oppressed together. It's just that in their oppression, they're used to it. Oh, well, says who? Says the people that controls us. Yes, Sister Corinne, there is a book from Law Love about going to the continent. This is a great time for me to let you all know, and I'm this is an unauthorized. It's an unauthorized solicitation on behalf of Law for Love. I gotta put that on out there because I have to think like a lawyer sometimes. But that's what we're doing. It's a book through Law for Love African Diaspora, or excuse me, Law for Love Diaspora Publishing Limited, being giving you advice on how to work and operate in Tanzania. To get a work permit, you need a permit for natural. You're gonna need your visa. It costs thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars. But there are some ways that we're trying to get around that. There's some issues that we're trying to bring on up to the local lawmakers, especially for the African diaspora, to have an easier access or ease of access. This is much needed in this time. But the more we talk to them, the more we work with them, the more that they see us working. If you didn't understand, the more they see us working together, the more their kingdoms are crumbling. Their kingdoms are crumbling because we're actually talking to one another. That's where we're at in this time. So, family, thank you for joining me on this turkey throwdown. This has been quite a great discussion. Thank you, Sister Chantel, Brother Rojo, Sister Sharita Long. I'll talk to Sharita to see if she has a Cash App or anything that I can share with you all. But yeah, it's tough. You have to have a business model beyond a business model. But that's what they do. That's what the design is. The design is to not strengthen them. It's their design is literally to tear them down. So family, that's all I have. If you do enjoy your turkey today, just give the Most High praise for the turkey, because that's a blessing for today, because there are folks that may not even have an opportunity to eat. So with that said, family, Most High willing, I'll be back on tomorrow with Quest to Unite Africa discussions. This is a great segue into tomorrow's Quest to Unite Africa discussions. A great segue. So with that said, family, shalom, salama, siemi, shalom, peace and blessings. Yasharel.
Tuna wageni watatu, Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Karibuni sana.